Gym and Kitchen. I'm your host, Shona. Gym and Kitchen's focus is on fitness and health coaching and education. I'm passionate about educating and coaching real people with busy lives on all things health and wellness related, including the habits and beliefs that govern our food and fitness choices. And that's what this show is all about. We're joined by my cat today because he really wanted to be in the frame while I was recording. You can find Gym and Kitchen on the web, Facebook, and Instagram at gymandkitchen.biz. Gym and Kitchen is produced bi-weekly and airs every second Thursday on YouTube. So thanks for watching. Now, let's get into this episode's topic. We're talking about goals today. If I hear or read yet another inspirational or business blog that tells me how to do a SMART goal, I am pretty sure my head is going to explode. SMART, if you have not for some reason heard this since it was popularized in the 80s, stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. How many times have you heard this as the goal-setting method in your life? I've lost count. Also, I've stopped using them. I stopped using them with my clients years ago. That's because SMART goals miss some critical pieces of the puzzle. For starters, it misses the process and starting point by which to get those goals done. It also misses why you want this goal and what it will mean to you when it's achieved. Studies over the past 6 years have indicated that SMART goals may not, in fact, be so smart. SMART was originally developed as a business tool to help businesses meet their objectives, and they somehow got poached by the personal development and fitness community thinking that these goals would be effective in those circumstances. But here's the thing. How many times have you sat down in a goal setting session for yourself, personal one, to set a SMART goal and then had zero idea how it was going to happen? And so of course it didn't because you had no structure. Goals are important. They keep us going. They give us something to work towards, and they hopefully give us something to be excited about. But let's do it right. The hard part isn't setting the goal. It's getting the goal. You can write down a million things you want to do, want to have, want to be, want to get, but without a structure and process in place to put you on the right path, you might never get there. And while it's great to set a goal that says, I want to accomplish this amazing thing by this date, that process doesn't take into account your starting point and all the other things you need to do in order to get there. Instead of setting a timeline on when you're going to complete that fitness goal, figure out what you need to do to get there and pop that into your calendar instead. After all, you can't really say how your body is going to respond to whatever nutrition or training workout plan that you're following. You also don't know what monkey wrenches life might throw at you that might throw you off track and require a readjustment of what you're doing. Ask me how I know. Over the years, when I worked one-on-one with clients to find out what they wanted out of their personal training sessions with me, I started focusing on process goals and performance or outcome goals. The performance or outcome goal is the end result. The process goal is what you need to get in place in order to get there. And to be honest, most process goals fall under developing or adjusting habits to support that outcome. There's a really great quote by someone called Jada Seldner, and she says, "Don't put a timeline on your dreams. Put a timeline on your actions." So, sticking to your actions. If you're having a difficult time making a choice about something, whether it's a food choice, a choice to work out or not, or really anything else in life, then consider this thought. Does this get me closer to or further from my goal? Does this get me closer to or further from my goal? If your goal is to improve your health and fitness by losing 50 pounds and being able to run 5 kilometers in 35 minutes, and I get that's not everybody's goal, so this is just an example, you're going to have to look at what you might need to do to get there. If you aren't a runner, but you'd like to be, then the first step might be to go to a store that specializes in running shoes and get a good pair of running shoes that's right for you. If you're not at the point of being able to run yet, but you want to be, then your first step might be to walk as quickly as you can for 10 minutes daily for 2 weeks so that you start to develop that habit of putting on your shoes and your exercise clothing and going for a fast walk. If weight loss or fat loss is part of your goal, but every night you sit on the couch, watch TV, and eat a bag of chips or a box of Twinkies, you are going to have to make an adjustment to your nutrition by choosing healthier, more filling snacks and meals so that you don't crave the crap. Another piece that gets drastically overlooked when putting together a goals plan is the why. Why do you want this? Why is it important to you? And in my experience, sometimes that why is very, very personal and not something that everyone wants to disclose publicly or a group setting or even to their coach or therapist. I know that many times my clients have not told me the underlying why. So we're going to go through an activity. We're going to drill down so that we get past the superficial piece of this. We're going to go at least 3 levels deep with this. It's meant for your eyes only, but it means you're going to have to be honest with yourself. So grab a piece of paper or something to write on and a pen, because now it's your turn. If you're listening to this while you're driving or doing something where you can't write things down, then just be sure to pause the video for a couple of minutes so you can think about the question and answer it in your mind. Then you can come back to this video and listen to it again and go through all these pieces again after listening to it, write them down, and see if you can get some clarification on the questions. I've also done up a worksheet to go along with this, and you can download that worksheet at gymandkitchen.biz. The link will be pinned in the comments for you. So I have used this process over the last several years, and I can tell you that it really, really works to clarify what you want, why you want it, and how to get started towards it. So get comfy. Make sure you're in a place where you can't be disturbed, nothing's gonna bother you. Maybe put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Here we go. First, define your goal. What one thing have you been trying to accomplish for years, but you've always struggled to achieve or maintain? Be really crystal clear on this. Lose weight or get healthy aren't clear goals. You really must be specific about what it is you are trying to get to. Losing 2 pounds is technically losing weight, usually water weight, but that's a conversation for another day. But that's not what most people mean when they say they want to lose weight. So you have to be really clear on it. If you say you want to get healthy or get in shape, then write down what that looks like to you. What are you able to do when you have reached that goal? What are you able to do that you can't do now? Now we're going to start digging deep. So remember, no one is going to see this except you, and you absolutely must be honest with yourself. Again, I would recommend doing this alone where you can't be disturbed or interrupted, and I'm really going to ask you to get beyond the superficial because that's where you're really going to get some results. Get beyond the, but that's what is expected of me, or that's what other people tell me I should be. And get beyond the, well, just because you feel better when. There's something deeper. Find out what that deep, dark mental conversation is that's going on behind the scenes when you think about this, because I know there is one. You've got to find the root of where that goal is coming from, why you want it, in order to make it something that you can get to. So, now that you've got your goal, think about why achieving that goal is important to you. Why is it important to you? And on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, how important is it to achieve that goal? What will you be able to do that you can't do now? And why is that important to you? Why is it important to do that thing that you can't do now? And then on a scale of 1 to 10 again, 1 lowest, 10 highest, how important is it to you to be able to do that thing that you can't do right now? And what will it mean to you internally if you can accomplish this? What will you have been able to prove? What will you be? What won't you be? And think about why that is important to you. Why do you need to prove something? Why do you need to be something else? Why do you need to be this way? Why do you want to be this way? Now, if you don't accomplish this goal, what are the possible consequences? What could happen? What will certainly happen? Or what certainly won't happen? Why is it important that this consequence doesn't happen? What do you want to avoid doing, avoid being, avoid becoming, avoid having, or avoid not having by getting to this goal? Okay, now that you've gone through this, come back to your original goal. Here's where we're going to map out some action steps to move you forward. For starters, think about who else you need to have on board with you in order to help you get where you want. Is it a friend? Your partner or spouse? Your children? Your employer? Somebody else? Or do you just need to set boundaries with yourself? I want you to write down 1 to 3 people that you need on your side as support, but also as accountability. These are people that aren't going to let you fall off track. Now, you're going to put down a time in your calendar when you're going to get together with them, text them, call them, email them, however you communicate with them, and say, here's what I really want to achieve, and you're amazing, and I want you to help me out by reminding me of my goal, keeping me on track, and keeping me out of temptation to fall off track. Somebody who can help you make better decisions in the moment if needed. Now, think about the very first step you can do to start moving closer to that goal. Hey, buddy. Okay, that first step must be something you can do yourself and not something that rides on the participation of someone else. You can't control the action of others, so make sure that that first step is in fact a step that you can take all by yourself. It doesn't have to be a huge leap. Think about the very, very, very easiest thing you can do in the next 48 hours to start getting you moving towards that goal. Now, get out your calendar, your phone, Google Cal, whatever you need, and schedule that step in and protect it with everything you have. You are now priority for that duration of time, and unless someone stops breathing and you're the only person around who can do CPR, it can wait. I mean that. So to recap, clarify your goal. Identify why you want it and how badly you want it. What will happen if you don't achieve it? Get at least one person on board with you to keep you accountable. Figure out the very first thing you can do to get the ball rolling towards this goal. Schedule that step in your calendar to make sure it gets done. Everything starts with a small step, but you need to take that small step first, otherwise nothing is going to change. So take a look at that list, write things down, and get your goals going. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, cat and all, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share this episode with a friend. Plus, remember to connect with Gym and Kitchen on the web, Instagram and Facebook at gymandkitchen.biz. Coming up on the show, I've got a couple of really exciting things, including an interview with an amazing award-winning Canadian athlete, and we're going to dive into the gym and discuss some things that you can do with not too much equipment if you're on the road, or even if you don't know what to do when you're in the gym, or if you want to have a home setup but you just don't have a lot of space. So make sure that you are subscribed so that you can watch it as soon as it's released. Have a great day. Say hi, buddy. This is Maestro, and he's a big jerk, and it's a really good thing he's soft and fuzzy. Hey, bud? All right, off you go.